have escalation in Syria. We know that the Syrian forces went into Suwaida 2 days ago to attack the Druze community or to make them give up their weapons. And then what happened that the Israeli airplanes bombed the Syrian army, and the Syrian army took out the troops from Suwaida. It is a province in southern Syria, and everybody wondered why Israel would involve in the Syrian conflict between the Bedouiners, who are Sunni Muslims, and the Druze. Both groups are Arab. The Druze are Arab. They have a secret kind of teaching religion. It is not easy to become a Druze or to marry a Druze like a woman. You need to be Druze. They don't marry. Then you cannot marry like from the community of the Druze if you are not Druze. It is they don't accept people to become Druze easy. I don't know exactly what you need to do to become a Druze, but we know that the Druze community in Israel about 150,000 who are considered the Israelis. They have Israelis passports and they are in the Israeli army. There are we have a lot of Israeli, a lot of Druze working as pilots in the Israeli army. They conduct airstrikes. So Prime Minister Netanyahu he picked a side, and the conflict started when the Bedouiner they had this uh, some guy from the Bedouiner. The Bedouiner are the tribes, Arab tribes living in the desert areas, and they are like they have the whole Saudi Arabia, North Africa. They are spread in the Arabian Peninsula and in North Africa, and they have a population of 30 million. And these Arab Bedouins are also in Israel, and they are also in the Israeli army. We're gonna check this out. So we're gonna read a little bit what happened. We have escalation. Let's read a little bit what's going on in Syria. So here we have it, people. I was surprised to know that both the Bedouiner and the Druze are in the Israeli army. So it is very strange that Prime Minister Netanyahu he pick a side. This will affect the Bedouiner in the Israeli army. So this is very strange. He picked a side. He should not have done this one because the Bedouiner in the Israeli army will not accept he is joining the Druze in their fight against the Bedouiner. You know that the Druze are considered maybe for the Sunni Muslims as if they are Shia Muslims or something like, but they don't accept them as Sunni Muslims. Although the Druze, they say they are Muslims, maybe not Sunni Muslims. So let's read this one here, people. This is the latest news. I have reports the Bedouin community have started counterattack. So let's read this one. Syrian Bedouins massacred by Druze anti-government militias, say state media. Susana says women and children among those killed by armed groups following withdrawal of government forces in Suwaida. We know that the Suwaida province in southern Syria near Julan Heights like we have a lot of a Druze community living in there, and they believe that the area they are living in, they want to have like they want to have their people there feeling like it is their area, and they want to have own rulers maybe because they don't feel safe with the Sunni radical that is represented in many in the army, in the Syrian army. We have a radical elements, we have ISIS elements, we have a lot of al-Nusra elements. These are radical Sunni. They do not tolerate other religions. So we know that President al-Shara, Ahmad al-Shara, called al-Julani, he came from al-Nusra. He was leader. He started al-Nusra. It is a fraction of ISIS that is a radical Sunni Muslim group. And it has connection to Al-Qaeda. And this is why he was considered a terrorist before President Trump he took out this designation. And let's read here what's going on. You see the bodies, the corpses. This is very horrible, people. This is the bodies of the victims of the recent clashes between local Druze fighters and Bedouin tribes are laid out for identification in the yard of hospital in Syria, south city of Suwaida on 17 July 2025. So this is now. This is today. So let's read here. Druze anti-government militias have carried out massacres against Bedouin southern Syria, Suwaida province, following the withdrawal of government forces, according to state media. Because we know the Syrian army, they went into the Druze community, Suwaida, to take out these guys with weapons. But when Israeli airplanes hit the Syrian army, the Syrian president ordered his army to withdraw from Suwaida. But then, when the Syrian army took out the troops, the Druze, they went and attacked the Bedouins. And the Bedouins now they have started a counter attack. So it is very bad in Syria now. We have around 500 killed. So 500 killed, very bad situation. Maybe Israel will conduct a new airstrikes against the Bedouin. I don't know if it is they will allow this massacre on the Druze because the Bedouin also they are started taking revenge. So let's read here. So we know that the Syrian army took out the troops, and the Bedouin are very mad with President Ahmed al-Shara because he did not leave any troops to protect the Bedouin. So the Druze went and killed a lot as a revenge because the Druze, they claim it was the Bedouin who started by kidnapping Druze and taking their money while like driving cars. They stop the cars and collect the money and kidnap the Druze. And yeah, they did a lot of terrible stuff on the Druze community. And when the Druze community complained to President al-Shara, instead of trying to calm down situation, he sent all his army to Suwaida province, and a massacre was about to occur when Israeli airstrikes started. The Syrian president who took out the troops. So let's read here. Sana said the groups attacked Al-Makus neighborhood in Suwaida and committed massacres against women and children, as well as carrying out field executions. This is very terrible, people. And unverified images circulated on social media appear to show several dead bodies lying on the ground. Government forces withdrew from Suwaida on Thursday after days of violence between Druze, Bedouins, and troops loyal to President Ahmed al-Sharia. So we know that Bedouins are Sunni and President Ahmed al-Sharia army, even President Ahmed al-Sharia is Sunni, but not the Druze. They are not considered Sunni. They are considered maybe Shia, but we have a lot of Druze in the Israeli army. And we have, strangely enough, even Bedouins, Arab in the Israeli army. So the Israeli army consists of Jews, Druze, and Bedouins. And Druze and Bedouins, both Arabs, but they are participating in the Israeli society. And they have, we have soldiers who are Arab Bedouins in the Israeli army and Druze, Arab Druze in the Israeli army. So this is very complicated. So let's read here. Government forces withdrew from Suwaida on Thursday, today, after days of violence between Druze, Bedouins, and troops loyal to President Ahmed al-Sharia administration exacerbated by Israeli airstrikes. According to Syrian Observatory on Human Rights, over 500 people has been killed by the time of withdrawal on Thursday. So the activist group counted 79 Druze fighters and 154 civilians from Suwaida among the dead, including 83 people who were summarily executed by the members of defense and interior ministries. So, of course, the defense and interior ministries are fighting alongside with the Bedouins against the non-Sunnis Druze. And Israelis have picked a side, and they have picked to help the Druze community. They are chosen to help the Druze community. And I wonder why, because it's not about the religion, it's about who started this stuff. We don't know really, but most probably it was the Bedouin. According to the rules, you're gonna check who started this stuff on Wikipedia. So we don't know really. It said 3 government personnel were also killed. So that's a lot of people, as well as 18 Bedouin fighters, in addition to 3 members of the Bedouin tribes who were executed by Druze fighters. 15 government personnel were killed in airstrikes launched by Israel, which claims it seeks to protect the Druze. The violence in Suwaida began at the weekend after a Druze merchant was reportedly abducted on a highway to Damascus. So they are saying that it was the Bedouin who started this violence by kidnapping a Druze merchant who was abducted on a highway to Damascus. So they were controlling the streets, and they took one Druze guy, kidnapped him, and took all his money and stuff. And the Druze, they complained, and instead, President Ahmad al-Shara al-Julani, he went in with full force. All the Syrian army was marching towards al-Suwaida city to take out the Druze, the people with the weapon, and started the clashes, and the Israeli went in with airstrikes. Local news outlets reported the abduction sparked a cycle of retaliatory kidnappings, escalating into full-scale armed confrontation across Suwaida city and nearby villages. The Druze are ethno-religious communities spread between Syria, Lebanon, and Israel. So let's find here what's. So you see here, people. So stuff is. So these are the Bedouin. These are the Bedouins clashing with the Syrian Druze. You see the Bedouin? These are the Bedouins in Syria, and they have all these countries, people. You see, in Sudan, they have 10 millions, yes? No? Uh, 10 millions, yes. In Algeria, they have between 2 millions and 6 millions. In Saudi Arabia, they have 2 millions. In Iraq, they have 1 million and 50,000, 500,000. In Jordan, in Libya, 1 million, 1 million. Egypt, UAE, Syria, 700,000. Yemen, 500,000, Iran, 500,000, Kuwait, 300,000, Morocco, Oman, Israel, 220,000 Bedouins live in Israel. We have also in Palestine, 30 to 40,000. You see all these countries, Arab countries, even Israel and Iran, they have Bedouins. So these are the guys who started this according to the source we were reading. This is how they look like. And this is how their guys look like. They see the clothes and they live in tents and they have this Arabic traditions and they are living in the desert mainly. And yeah, these are Bedouins. You see here, look like this. And these guys, they do the far, they like shepherd and with the sheep and they he's looking like this. You see here, this is the Bedouins living in a tent, sword, and this is how they look like. So see here in Lebanon, they have in Palestine, in Israel. You see here in Israel. So Bedouin soldiers are in the Israeli army defense forces. You see how they are in the Israeli army. As of 2020, there are 210,000 Bedouins in Israel, in Najaf, 50,000 in Jaliliya, 150,000 in Najaf, and in Jerusalem Valley. About 1,600 Bedouins serve as volunteers in the Israeli Defense Forces. Elite tracking units, many as trackers in the IDF, elite trackers units. Bedouin shepherds, you see here. So let's see if we have. So what about the Druze? So is this the Druze? You see here, Israeli Druze. This is a Bedouin in the IDF. See, we're gonna play. You see, Israeli Arabs, Bedouins in the IDF. We're gonna take out the sound. We're gonna play this one. See if we can get the English text. You see here, people, these are Israeli army. These are Arab Bedouins in the Israeli army. So you see here, this is so these guys are Arab. You see, Israel minority, they have chosen. These are Arabs in the Israeli army. They are the Bedouins, and they chosen to join the Israeli army in Israel. So when European Jews founded Israel in 1948, they were surrounded by Arab countries, became part of a new state. The government gave these Israeli Arab full rights and citizenship, but did not require to draft into the army like the Jews. But one group, the nomadic tribesmen known as the Bedouins, chose voluntarily to join the Israeli army. So the Bedouins are very loyal to Israel and the Israeli army. So you see here, these are Arab soldiers in the Israeli army, and they are Bedouins. And because they know Arabic, they help. You see the Bedouin in the Israeli army. So this guy is talking, not showing his face. These are Muslim, Arab, Sunni in the Israeli army. You see here Bedouins in the IDF. You're gonna see here. We're gonna check this out here. Bedouins in the IDF. This is YouTube. You're gonna watch this one. Bedouins. These guys are fighting with the Druze community in Syria. So a lot of videos about Bedouin trackers on the border. The Bedouin tracking unit. They have a special unit for the Bedouins. And they are also Palestine Bedouin in the Najaf desert. So let's see here, Druze in the Israeli army. We have also Druze in the Israeli army, and this is very complicated for Prime Minister Netanyahu to pick a side when both sides are engaged in the participating in the Israeli army. So here we have a Druze in the, you see, Israeli Druze. So you see here the Israeli Druze. So let's see here, check this out. Israeli Druze in the army. They are called Israeli Druze because they have passports. So let's see if we have anything to. So I don't know about the numbers, but I believe this one is good. We're gonna read a little bit from this one. So Israeli ethnic groups. Let's see here. So maybe gonna put it forward. These are the Druze. You see this stuff they put on their head. So let's try. Let's go back a little bit. So put it. One particular ethnic group, great job of illustrating the paradox. These are the Druze, not Jews. The Druze community in Israel, which numbers around 140,000, lives in northern Israel, are what people like to call a model minority, and they are like a model, like they are loyal. The Druze are super loyal citizens. The Druze community of Shia Islam, Shiite Islam, Arab speaking. These are the Druze. You see the closing. 99 of their population. Let's see if they are in the army here. They have secret beliefs, and they have they are like they believe in the father of Moses as their prophet is Yethro. This is the high priest of Midian, father-in-law of Moses. So yeah, this is the Jews. So This is they feel like they have some connection to Judaism, and the Druze most they believe in the prophets, and they believe even in Prophet Muhammad, just like the Bedouins. The Bedouins are Arab, Muslim, Sunni, but the Druze, they have a secret teaching. They support the Israeli government, and they have a bond strong to Israel. They call the blood covenant or Brit Damim, share a tremendous sense of patriotism. We have Amal Nasser al-Din, a former Druze member of the Israeli government, the state of Israel, Jewish, as well democratic state. You see, they have very much loyalty to Israel and the blood pact. They experience, they are Arabs, they are Druze, they are not Jews, they are Druze, but they are in the Israeli army as well, of course. I just want to check if they have any numbers about how many so are in the Israeli army. Public service, especially in security. Let's hear here. The community has 85 rate of serving in the Israeli army. The Druze, that is. So a lot of Druze are in the Israeli army, which is higher than the Jewish participation, which is 73%. Although the Druze are 2%, actually 1.6% of the population. They are represented in the government, in the Knesset. These are the Druze. They have a brigadier. They have like they have been involved extraordinary level, and like they have a lot of pilots that are Druze. So we go back here. This is the Bedouin. So this is the Bedouin, and we go here. We were reading about the Bedouins, Syria, and in Israel. About 90,000, and we have 150,000, 200,000, around 200,000. 220,000 Bedouin live in Israel, and they are in the Israeli army. While here we have in the Druze in Israel, let's see how many there are. So 143,000 Druze in Israel. Population 119,000 in Israel. These are the Israeli Druze. So these are the Druze in Israel. See how looking like. So like I said to you, according to the Pew Research Center survey conducted 2015, the majority of Druze are not comfortable with their children marrying outside of the faith. They don't like to marry outside. So you see here, people, just this is half hour I'll be talking. It went too fast. So we have a lot of escalation in Syria, and Prime Minister Netanyahu he pick a side, and the Bedouins in the Israeli army will most probably feel discriminated against because the Israeli have picked a side in this conflict, which is the Druze, and they have like 200,000 Bedouins in Israel, and about 200,000 Druze in Israel. So why Prime Minister Netanyahu he pick a side? Why? I don't know why, but most probably because it is more Bedouin who live in that area compared to Druze. And I'm reading that the Bedouin has started a counter-attack. I cannot find any news. So Druze are crossing border from Israel. Let's check this out. Druze are crossing border from Israel and maybe even from Lebanon to help their brothers in Syria. And they are in Syria now to help their brothers in because they are so the Bedouins they have 30 million. They may be also I don't know. Let's see here. So Druze border caps at 1,000 Druze breach front border into Syria. Turmoil. This is one. IDF confirmed several hundred Druze crossed border to Syria. IDF confirmed several hundred Druze crossed border into Syria. Troops working to return them. So they have a breach in the border. You see, this is the Druze flag in many colors. Several hundred Druze residents of Israel crossed into Syria amid protests over deadly clashes in Swaida area. The IDF said troops are working to return them to Israel. The military acknowledged that it was unprepared and handled the chaos. The military said successfully prevented Syrian Druze from entering Israel from the Hadir area of southern Syria at the same time. The chaos on the border comes as Syrian military deployed forces to Druze to crack down on deadly clashes. Syrian government forces are now believed that by the F to be controlled 70% or more of Syria. So let's see how any more news like it's happening, new stuff all the time. We have also a strike on a church in Gaza, and Netanyahu he said, "I'm regretting that one. Gonna make a probe." And we have this priest. He was injured in the foot. He was in the church, and the Israeli bombed the church in Gaza. So this one here, 2 hours ago. So they are still bombing in Syria because we have the counter attack on the Druze from the Bedouin. Syrian state media reports more Israeli strikes near the South Druze majority city. Syrian state media reports Israeli strike near the Syrian Druze majority city of Suwaida, the first to target the area after Syrian government forces withdrew following clashes with the local fighters. Syrian state-run Sana said Israeli occupation aircraft carried out a raid on the outskirts of Suwaida city. Syrian forces withdrew from Suwaida area today after deadly clash with Druze fighters accompanied by Israeli strikes and diplomatic pressure to retreat from the area. Yeah, it's happening all the time, new stuff. So US did not support recent Israeli strikes on. Netanyahu views no Syrian forces south of Damascus as Bedouins. Druze fight despite truce. So these are the Bedouins. They are flying, escaping because they are being attacked by the Druze. Bedouin commander says ceasefire only applies to Damascus. Government declares offensive with aim to free Bedouins held by Druze after regime retreat during IDF strikes. So let's see if we have anything about that. So we have Druze group carrying out massacres. You see here, Syrian Druze groups are taking revenge and they are massacring against Bedouins. These are the Bedouins. So let's see here, Bedouins attacking Druze. Let's see here. This is the latest. Maybe it is not. Did not come. It is not in the news yet, but I believe watching YouTube channel Bedouin counter attack on Druze. We don't have it yet, but anyways. So yeah, that's all, people. I was just want to show you what's going on in Syria. This is very complicated for Prime Minister Netanyahu. He is helping the Druze community because they have these ties to Israel and they are in the Israeli army. Also, the Bedouins, but I don't know, maybe because he feels President Ahmad al Sharia is Sunni Muslim and the majority of people in Syria are Sunni Muslims. He chose to help the Druze community. So that's all, people. Blessings. I have picture for spaceship of King Ang. I will show it tomorrow, but I need to make this video short and post it. Blessings.